Hello, my name is Lisa Foster. I'm a lifelong resident of Forrest County. I'm a historian and I'm a board member with the Mississippi Rising Coalition. We're outside the Forrest County Courthouse this afternoon because I have a nice little stack of voter registrations we got at the pedal protest last week that I brought to turn in, which is pretty awesome. But at the same time, I decided to make this short little PSA to make you aware of something that I think a lot of people aren't aware of, at least not in its context. I'm standing here in front of the Vernon Damer Monument. In case you don't know, Mr. Damer lived here in Forrest County. He was killed by the Ku Klux Klan in 1966 for actively working to try to register black residents to vote. As the monument says, and you can't see it right now, but it says, if you don't vote, you don't count. So it's kind of poignant that I'm bringing registrations here this afternoon. And we're talking about it. Now, before we go in the courthouse, I want to tell you a little bit about the man that our county is named after, General Nathan Bedford Forrest. To give you a really quick summary, Forrest made his living as a slave trader. He was a Confederate general, and he was infamous for ordering a massacre of over 200 black United States soldiers who were surrendering at Fort Pillow, Tennessee. I'm not going to go into too much detail because we don't have time, but just know that the phrase "Remember Fort Pillow" became a rallying cry for black Union soldiers that they would yell when going into battle. A lot of times, they would even make badges and flags and hat bands with the saying "Remember Fort Pillow," which isn't all that different than what we're doing today with Black Lives Matter buttons and signs and things. Forrest is also considered to be the first Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. It should also be noted that he passed away before Hattiesburg was even a dot on the map, before anybody ever heard of it, before it was a town, and as far as anyone can tell, he never visited the area. He has no connection to Hattiesburg or the county that anybody can find. Now, some people are going to try to tell you that Forrest, as an old man, changed his racial views and became a proponent of racial reconciliation. They'll tell you this one story about a speech he gave encouraging racial reconciliation, and he even kissed a little black girl on the cheek when she presented him with a bouquet of flowers. Now, we can sit here and debate Forrest's racial views toward the end of his life all day, but in the end, that really doesn't matter. Why? Because Forrest isn't the man who our county is named after, and his picture isn't on the wall in both the courthouse and the Chancery building because he kissed a black girl on the cheek and said we all need to get along. He's there because of his military reputation as the commander of an army whose goal was to preserve slavery, and likely, though I can't say it for a fact, because of his involvement in the early Ku Klux Klan. There's no doubt that he is the hero of the Klan, both 100 years ago and today. As we sit here in the shadow of a great man killed by the Klan, we have a portrait of the hero of those men hanging in the hallway of the courthouse right up there, where black men and women are supposed to be treated equally in the eyes of the law every day. It's also in the hallway right up there, almost directly across from the circuit clerk's office, which is also the voter registration office. We'll go in a minute and you can see it for yourself. I heard somebody say the other day that all that stuff is in the past, so we just need to let it be in the past. Well, as Faulkner said, the past isn't dead, it's not even past. And you can see that by walking right up in this courthouse and looking at that painting on the wall. Now, here's some examples. All I did was Google. Like, I do a whole lot of historical research, but this didn't take a whole lot. I'm going to show you some pictures. You probably can't see them very well, so we're going to post them in the comments once we post the video. First of all, and the wind's going to blow, so I don't even know if there's any point in holding this up. We have an internet post from 2016 by a local Klan leader, and by local I mean South Mississippi. He's not from the county, but we know where he is. He's in South Mississippi, where he's trying to recruit new members, and he says, quote, "We do it Sam Bowers, Mississippi style." Now, in case you don't know, Sam Bowers is a Klan leader convicted of ordering the murder of Vernon Damer. The post goes on to say, "I'm hunting people that are wanting to join the Klan of Nathan Bedford Forrest, not a Boy Scout troop." That was 4 years ago. Next, we have a memorial page from a Klan website. Down at the bottom, I hope you can see it, who do we have but Sam Bowers, Imperial Wizard of the Mississippi White Knights? And guess who's next to him? Nathan Bedford Forrest, whoop, first and only Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. Sorry about that. Again, here we have the man convicted for ordering the murder of Vernon Dahmer being memorialized right next to the man whose portrait hangs on the wall in this very building behind me. What does this say about us? About our government? About justice here in Forrest County? About racial justice here in Forrest County? What does that say about how and why we remember Mr. Dahmer? Last, I want to share with you the cover of a book. It's from the 90s, so it is a little bit old. It's written by a man named Glenn Miller. At the bottom it says, "The former leader of the largest active white rights group in the United States speaks out for white Americans. This man has a long, sordid history of white supremacy." The Southern Poverty Law Center has a whole page on him on their website where you can go to learn more. Right now, he's in prison for killing 3 people outside of a Jewish community center in Kansas a few years ago. And notice who's lurking in the background. Pay close attention, because when we go inside, you'll see the same exact painting. Now tell me again that the past is past. The past isn't past. It's right here on this paper, and it's right there, right up there on the wall in this building. And I want you to see it and see its proximity to both the voter registration office and in the courthouse. All right, you ready? Okay. I gotta put my mask on. Got it? So here we have the voter registration office.